Hey, Tech It to the Limit listeners and watchers. We are back for a brand new Spicy Nugget segment where we bring our guests in, put them on the hot seat, and ask them for their best, quick, rapid fire answers to some of the top questions at the top of people's minds in digital transformation in healthcare. So with us today is Dr. David Rhew, Chief Medical Officer, Global Chief Medical Officer of Microsoft. And with me, as always, is my co-host, Sarah Harper. So, David, thank you for sitting in the hot seat. Are you ready to go?
I am. Thank you.
All right. First up, we know you work for Microsoft. iPhone or Android?
Android. I used to work at Samsung.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Elliott's happy with that answer. I'll let it slide. So, David,
I'm the
what's
only
your
one, by the way, in my family.
Okay.
No one else can communicate with me.
You can't share photos.
Never. So I'm like, what is that?
Oh, man, that's funny. All right, David, what's your go-to tech tool that you absolutely can't live without besides Outlook?
Well, I mean, on my phone, really, but obviously, but besides
Fair
my
enough.
phone, I got to tell you, one time my email got cut off on my phone, and I was at a conference and I could not figure out how to, like, where I needed to go because I rely on it so much for my calendar. So I had to actually take a picture of my calendar and I would walk around looking at this picture to try to figure out like where I needed to go. And it was crazy because like sometimes it didn't have the room number and stuff, and I would try to like make it super large. But that's like what
Yeah,
happens when you don't have technology.
right.
You're like
Absolutely.
you're
Your
just
world
Necessity
falls
is the
apart.
and yeah, it was pretty sad.
So your phone on your
But the
camera on your
camera on
phone.
my
I love it.
phone,
You camera your
I
phone.
love it.
I
Perfect.
do that.
All right. What is one word your closest colleagues would describe your leadership style?
Passionate.
Nice.
Nice.
I'm very passionate
Uh,
about what I do in these
That
clouds.
comes through.
Yeah.
all right, David, cloud or edge computing? What's really going to power the future of healthcare data?
Cloud, I mean, edge is very important. I don't want to downplay it. It's just that right now, so much of the dramatic things that we're seeing right now are being done in the cloud that I feel like it's going to lead the way, but it will open the path for also edge.
Once we figure out all that latency, right? Then we can live in both worlds. All right, David, finish this sentence. AI in healthcare is only valuable if.
It's trusted.
Oh,
Nice. Very on brand. I love it. David, what's the biggest misconception about Microsoft's role in healthcare?
I think a lot of people think that Microsoft is trying to dictate what people should be doing in healthcare, which tools they should be using. But when reality, we're more of an enabler. We are trying to find ways to help every organization to achieve their goals. And in fact, our thesis is that the problems in healthcare will not be solved by the big tech companies, including Microsoft, but it'll be solved by all of us and through empowerment. And so our goal is to power the big companies, the medium size, and the startups. And as we kind of go through that process, we've realized they need a lot of infrastructure, and that's where we come in. And they also need a lot of tools such as AI to be able to help them.
Amen to
awesome.
that.
All right. What is a clinical workflow that you think AI should never touch?
Well, there's a certain amount of conversation between patients on sensitive topics that should always be done with an individual, looking at them, touching them, sharing, very personal feelings. And I know that there's many things that AI can do, but that's one that I think is reserved for humans.
I was going to
Thank
say catheter insertion, but I think that works too.
Yes. Or removal. All right, David, who's doing the most exciting work in digital health outside of Microsoft?
I am actually really impressed with a lot of the startups. The things, for me, I find myself constantly talking to startups because I don't even know what is possible because they've thought of like problems that I'm like, oh, I didn't even realize that was a problem. And I'm glad you solved it. To me, that is some extraordinary innovation. And I see the greatest innovations occurring in companies that think deeply about a particular product and solution and understand the workflows. And sometimes they are the ones who will disrupt the big boys as well. We're really good at infrastructure and scalability, but innovation occurs oftentimes with the small startups.
Yeah. They've got that speed. All right. You're trapped. Last question.
Yes.
You're trapped in a broken EHR with one way out. Choose your own adventure here. Do you go fax, floppy disk, or pager?
Those are the only choices?
Those are your choices. Skip to page 66.
If you said fax, definitely no. Fax is,
Thank you.
And what was the other one?
Floppy
Floppy
disk
disk?
or
Yes.
pager?
I think pager is probably the only thing I could envision being around in the next 5 years or so, because floppy disks, I don't even think we have anymore.
So this is how old we all are now. Kids nowadays don't realize that the save icon is a floppy
disk.
There are numerous examples of kids being shown a floppy disk thinking that they 3D printed the save icon.
Yeah, and I sure hope you're right that fax machines aren't around in 5 years. Please, God, let it be true for healthcare's sake. Thank you for surviving spicy nuggets with us,
They were
David. This was
spicy.
fun. You did
Yeah.
great.
I also like
Um,
salty. We could throw in some salty nuggets.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, thank you so much. And listeners, check out more of Tech It to the Limit at techittothelimit.fun or on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. And we'll see you next time on Tech It to the Limit.